Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the April 6th Municipal Planning Commission meeting for the County of Newell. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Excused from the meeting, we have a couple councillors and MPC members who are missing. Go ahead, Holly.
I'll make a motion to excuse Adina and Dan from the meeting.
Thank you. All in favor of that motion? That is carried. Minutes of the March the 9th meeting, they're in your package. MPC, how do you wish to handle them? Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on the minutes? All in favor of that motion? That is carried. Call for post-agenda items is next on our agenda. Is there anything to add to this agenda? If not, a motion to approve the agenda. Thank you, Amanda. Amanda makes a motion to approve the agenda as presented. All in favor of that motion? That is carried. Number 6, development report. Permitted use report. Shanna Lee, it's a fairly short one this month or over the last month. Is there anything you want to highlight about it? Okay, are there any questions regarding this report? Okay, I will accept the report for information. Thank you. Number 7.1, development permits. I see. Go ahead, Shanna Lee.
Thank you. Development permit 2023007 is for the construction of a single-family dwelling and attached garage and deck to be used as a second dwelling. The subject parcel previously had a dwelling in the same location, which has been removed in the last few months, and the applicant intends to use the existing services for the new dwelling. The primary dwelling, which was the secondary dwelling, but is now the primary dwelling, was approved in 2013 with an attached garage. Alberta Transportation has approved the application. There's no variances requested. Staff had no issues or concerns. Adjacent landowners, there was no response, and we are recommending approval with conditions, and Mr. Martin is here to answer questions.
Good morning. And I see we have a few visitors. So maybe we will, before we go on to the application, we will do a round of introductions of ourselves. We'll start over with Lynette.
Hi, Lynette Kopp. I'm Division 3 Councillor for the Patricia Millicent area.
Good morning, Dan Short from Division 1 Rolling Hills.
Good morning, Holly Johnson, Division 4, Scandia, Rainier, and Bow City.
Morning, Matt Fensky, County Administrator.
Good morning, Arno Dirksen from Division 9, the Gem area.
Good morning, I'm Kelly Chrisman and I'm from Division 6, which is the west side of the county.
Hi, good morning, Greg Screever, Division 5, Lake Newell Resort and Castles.
Good morning, Ellen Unruh, and I represent the countryside around the village of Rosemary.
Good morning, Amanda Philpott, Division 8.
Neil Johnson, Division 10, around Brooks.
Okay, and I'm just going to carry this mic around to staff and the audience, and we'll end up over at Cheryl when we're done.
I'm Zachary Forrest, Planning Intern.
Thanks, Zach. Roberta Furnell, Director of IT.
Mark Harvick, Director of Municipal Services.
Dennis Martin.
Hi, Cecilia Watson.
Cheryl Page, Planning and Development Administrative Assistant.
Ariana Nielsen, Executive Assistant.
Shanna Lee, Development Officer.
Hi, I'm Maria Jackson, the Supervisor of Planning and Development.
Great, thank you everyone and welcome to our meeting. Back to the application, 7.1. Is there anything, Mr. Martin, that you would like to add to this application? I'm going to next ask MPC if there are any questions of you. Thank you for coming in, by the way. No questions? How do you wish to handle the application? Dan?
So what's the intent behind having only one residence per lot? I'm assuming is that we don't want people just forming their own subdivisions, right? Like, what's the reason behind only one per lot? And if you answer that, this doesn't come anywhere close to going against why we don't allow more than one dwelling per lot, right?
In an agricultural district, there can be a maximum of 4 dwellings. So the first one is a permitted use, it's automatic. The remainder are discretionary, so that means that it is a use that should be suitable for that location, but MPC may want to add certain criteria. That may include suitability for septic, maybe the location they'd like to put that second dwelling takes agricultural land out of production. So MPC has a little bit more control when it comes to additional dwellings. Those additional dwellings also increase the density of that area, so that's something else to take into consideration. Yeah.
And this one doesn't come anywhere close to having any issues with any of that I can see. It looks perfectly fine, and according to your recommendation, you guys think there's no issues as well, right? So with that, I'd move that we approve it as recommended.
Thank you, Dan. Any further questions before I call the question? All right, all in favor of Dan's motion to approve? That is carried. Okay. There was no other business. Are there any post-agenda items Council MPC has? Seeing none. Any in camera? Seeing none. Question period. Are there any questions in the queue, Todd?
Good morning again. I have nothing online for questions.
Thank you for that. I will move to adjourn this MPC meeting.